Hello folks, Robert C. here, and today I will continue our short lessons entitled God and Satan. Last lesson we talked about the names of Satan according to the Bible. This lesson we are going to talk about who is in control. Does Satan do whatever he wants, or does God in ultimate control of everything? One thing I've thought about when I was praying about this is the book of Job, and it gives us a really good example on how God and Satan interact with each other, so to speak. Not that they have a relationship, but they interact with each other. Now these lessons are meant to be short, so I will read the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1 all the way through 7, and I would really encourage you to read the book of Job in your own, and it gives you a really good perspective, and it gives you more examples that you could think about and pray about in your own time. Okay, so here we go. We will see what's going on and whose will is being done, God's or Satan's. The book of Job, chapter 1. There was a man named Job who lived in the land of Uz. He was blameless, a man complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 teams of oxen, and 500 female donkeys. And he employed many servants. He was in fact the richest person in the entire area. Every year, when Job's sons had birthdays, they invited their brothers and sisters to join them for a celebration. On these occasions, they would get together to eat and drink. When these celebrations ended, and sometimes they lasted several days, Job would purify his children. He would get up early in the morning and offer a burnt offering for each of them. For Job said to himself, "Perhaps my children have sinned and have cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular practice. One day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan, the accuser, came with them. "Where have you come from?" the Lord asked Satan. And Satan answered the Lord, "Have been going back and forth across the earth, watching everything that's going on." Chapter 8, I will continue. I'm sorry, I know I said chapter 7, but I will continue. Then the Lord asked Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth, a man of complete integrity. He fears God and will have nothing to do with evil." Chapter 9, Satan replied to the Lord, "Yes, Job fears God, but not without good reason. You have always protected him and his home and his property from harm. You have made him prosperous in everything he does. Look how rich he is, but take away everything he has and he will surely curse you in your face." "All right, you may test him," the Lord said to Satan. "Do whatever you want with everything he possesses, but don't harm him physically." So Satan left the Lord's presence. And I'm sorry I mentioned it was only going to be to 7, but I felt the need to read all the way through several chapters here. But this clearly teaches us that Satan doesn't do anything without God's permission. Now, I'm sure some of you guys have heard that, God doesn't allow you to be tempted. Nothing that you can handle. And this, I'm not sure how the saying goes, but we've all heard it when they say, well, God doesn't allow any temptation that you can handle, and this shows us that it's true. Now, God blessed Job, and God allowed Job to be tempted by the devil, and commanded the devil not to harm him physically, only his belongings. So naturally, as you read the book of Job, Satan will harm all his riches. How has Satan harmed you? Has he harmed your riches, your relationships? Has he harmed you emotionally? Remember that even though you're being harmed, you're still under the care of God. And this is hard for us to swallow sometimes, because we say to ourselves, well, how can God allow such things to happen to me? I'm a good servant. Like Job was a good servant, and God allowed the devil to come and take everything away from him. But God does this for 2 things. 1, it strengthens our faith. 2, it helps us grow spiritually. I've taken 283 seconds of your life. We'll continue with part 3 on God and Satan. Hope you enjoyed the video, and God bless.